I have been thinking about this episode for a long time, really a long time, because today I don't want to talk about one specific topic, like grammar or vocabulary or pronunciation. Today, I want to do something a little different. I want to sit down with you, like two friends having a quiet conversation, and tell you the things I really wish someone had told me when I was learning. The things that nobody wrote in the textbooks, the things that took me years to figure out on my own. Some of them are simple, some of them surprised me, and I hope that at least one of them stays with you long after this episode ends. Hi, I'm Luna, and welcome to English with Luna. This is your space, a quiet, warm place where you can slow down and just listen. No pressure, no tests, no judgment. I am really, truly glad you are here with me today. The first thing I wish I had known is that confusion is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that something is happening. When I was learning, I thought confusion meant I wasn't smart enough, or that the method wasn't working, or that English was just too difficult for me. But confusion is actually one of the most important feelings in learning. It means your brain has received something new, something it doesn't fully understand yet, and it is working to make sense of it. That uncomfortable feeling of not quite understanding, of almost getting it but not yet, that feeling is your brain growing. And if you can learn to sit with that feeling instead of running away from it, you will learn so much faster. So the next time English confuses you, instead of feeling discouraged, try to feel just a little bit curious, because confusion and curiosity are actually very close to each other. The second thing I wish I had known is that you will have good days and bad days, and both are completely normal. On good days, English will feel easy. Words will come to you quickly. You will understand things without effort, and you will think, yes, I am getting this. I am really improving. And then the next day, or maybe the day after, English will feel completely different. Hard, slow, frustrating, like you forgot everything you learned. And you will think, what happened? Yesterday was so good. Am I going backwards? I remember having this experience and feeling so confused and discouraged by it. But here is what I eventually understood. You are not going backwards. Your brain is just tired or distracted or processing something. Bad days are part of the journey, not a sign that the journey is ending. The learners who improve are not the ones who only have good days. They are the ones who keep going on the bad days too. The third thing, and this one is something I feel very strongly about, is that comparing your English to someone else's English will always make you feel worse, and it will never make you better. Never. I spent so much time looking at other people's English, people who seemed more fluent, more natural, more confident, and feeling like I would never reach that level. But what I didn't understand back then is that I was comparing my inside to their outside. I was comparing all my doubts, all my fears, all my difficult moments to the polished, confident version of them that I could see. And that comparison was never fair. It was never real. The only comparison that ever helped me was looking at where I was 6 months ago and noticing how far I had come. That comparison felt honest. That comparison gave me energy instead of taking it away. The fourth thing I wish every learner knew is that the goal of English is communication, not perfection. I know I have said something like this before in other episodes, but I want to say it again today because I think it is one of the most important things I can tell you. When you are in a real conversation in English and you make a mistake, the other person almost never notices the way you think they do. They are listening to your message, not checking your grammar. They want to understand you, not judge you. And even if they do notice a mistake, it almost never matters as much as we think. I made so many mistakes in English conversations over the years, mistakes that made me want to disappear into the floor. And you know how many of those conversations ended badly because of those mistakes? Almost none, because people are kind, and communication, even imperfect communication, always finds a way. The fifth thing is something I feel very strongly about, is that you are not too old, too busy, too forgetful, or too anything to learn English. I hear so many learners say things like, I'm just not a language person, or maybe I'm too old to learn now, or my memory is not good enough for this. And every time I hear those things, I want to say with complete honesty that they are not true. Language learning is not a talent that some people have and others don't. It's a skill. And like every skill, it develops with time, with practice, and with patience. The only real requirement is that you keep going. That's it. Not talent, not a perfect memory, not youth. Just the decision to keep going, made again and again, on good days and bad days, in big moments and small ones. And the last thing, the thing I want to leave you with today, is this. Learning English is one of the most personal journeys you will ever take. It is not just about words and grammar and pronunciation. It's about courage, about deciding every single day to try something that feels difficult and unfamiliar, about being willing to sound imperfect in front of other people, about believing, even on the days when it is hard to believe, that you are capable of something that feels just a little bit out of reach. That takes real bravery. And I think every person who is learning English deserves to hear that. What you are doing is hard, and you are doing it anyway. And that makes you quietly and genuinely one of the bravest kinds of people there are. Before you go, I want to ask you something personal. Out of everything I shared today, which one stayed with you the most? Which one felt like something you really needed to hear? Tell me in the comments, because this channel is not just me talking to you, it's a conversation, and I genuinely want to hear what you think. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for being here with me today. Take care of yourself, be endlessly kind to yourself, and I will see you in the next episode of English with Luna.